Everybody wishes that Celtic knots meant something, like they were a language. Celtic knots don't mean anything in particular, and that's okay. You just take the one that resonates for you, and then every time somebody asks you what it means, you can make up whatever you want.
For thousands of years, tattoos have been part of cultures all over the world. I'm Chelsea Pineda.
And I'm Sydney Kramer. Together, we're on a journey to discover the history, traditions, and future of body art.
This is Ink Expedition.
So we're here in Santa Barbara, California, and we're about to visit Patfish.
She's a huge deal in the world of tattoos.
And she invited a whole bunch of her clients from all around to come in and show off her work.
So let's go check it out.
Yeah.
I decided I wanted to learn how to tattoo when I turned 30 years old. It was time to pick an occupation, and tattooing seemed like a really good match for the kind of pen and ink drawings that I like to do. And simultaneously, I paid a private eye to find my real family, because I was an adopted kid that didn't have any ethnic heritage. So astonishingly enough, I'm Scottish. And that just seemed to me like I should focus my tattoo career on Celtic art. I personally really like the interaction with my clients. I certainly don't put on a video or loud headbanger music and just do them. I have a conversation with them. I think tattoos are an externalization of internal aesthetics. We always say that they'll scare away people you'd rather not meet, and they'll attract people you'd like to get to know. The Celtic knot, you see it in a lot of different cultures, that kind of a thing of the endless line representing continuity or returning to the source. The Celts just happened to produce a really finely tuned version of that.
While Celtic tattoos have no specific meaning, that doesn't mean they don't have a long cultural history. Tattoo expert Lars Krutak told us more about the origins of the artwork.
The Picts were an indigenous peoples of Scotland who raided early Roman settlements in the British Isles. The term Picts actually comes from the Latin term picti. It means painted or tattooed person. The Celtic knot is made of sinuous lines that have no beginning and end, so in that sense it sort of represents eternity and the inseparability between the earthly and heavenly plane.
Pick any part of the line and follow it. It never ends. It's one continuous piece. How she does that, I don't know, it's like a miracle. So she starts somewhere and it just goes everywhere and never breaks. I think there's symbolism for our lives that connect to that thing, because I think a lot of us feel like, yeah, I'm just broken all over the place.
So Pat has done 3 pieces for me. One in her original shop about 20 years ago. We got up after the session and I looked in the mirror and honestly I kind of had this feeling like this is how I was supposed to be. Like I was missing something before and this was how I was supposed to appear.
I lost one of my hands in an accident when I was 14 years old, and I've worn prosthetics ever since. And in my 20s I discovered tattooing, and I felt like it was a way to reclaim something that had taken away. And about 5 years ago, I was outfitted with what is the top prosthetic hand in the world. It felt like part of me, and I really wanted to make it even more a part of me. So I coupled that with a long-standing obsession with symmetry and decided I wanted to have a matching set of Celtic armbands. What I couldn't do was cheat and have something painted on that I didn't actually have on me. So what I did is I actually had Pat tattoo the entire residual limb so that it really is a matching set of Celtic cuffs. For a long period of time, I never, ever, ever would have allowed people to see my residual limb in public. And now that it's completely covered and it looks really cool, I don't really care anymore. And so that was, that's not a small thing.
For me, I want them to feel like in some way they've completed something. I call it being an agent of completion. They are not complete without this thing that they've thought of themselves having.
What do you want your clients to walk away with? And if you have one wish for them, what would it be?
I would wish for them that they accurately chose something that makes them feel stronger, more powerful, more beautiful, more who they are. And I can't choose that for them. I can only guide them.
As we talked to Pat's clients, one common theme emerged. Pat had helped them find balance and completion in their lives, not just through her artwork, but through the friendships they'd formed from their time on the table with her.
I am grateful for the time in this chair and more grateful for the relationship that we have. This goes way beyond ink.
How do you feel about that?
Awesome.
Next time on Ink Expedition, we're in Hawaii with Keone Nunez, a master of traditional hand-tap tattoos.